Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zoom into the Future, a project by Mid Marketing with the view to create a platform for guidance and help to those industries that have been affected and impacted in Maldives. My name is Marcio, and today we're joined by Emon, Naseem, Managing Director of Penn Real Estate in Maldives. And we'll be generally talking about the real estate industry and how he's dealing with today's scenario in his business. Hey, Emon, thanks for joining.
Hello.
How are you?
Most welcome. I'm very well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good too. It's a pleasure to be speaking. Now, it is no surprise that the COVID-19 has impacted the whole world significantly, and some of the industries more severely than others. And we are trying to get a hold of senior leaders and key players in the market to make sure that everyone's safe first and foremost, and to make sure that we can inspire future leaders not to give up in trying times like this. Now, it would be really interesting to understand how yourself and Penn Real Estate have been impacted during COVID-19 so far.
Well, even before the COVID-19, a lot of the rental, we're basically in the rental market more than the sales market, but we are in construction and sales as well. We just completed our first building about a year ago, and we're just in the handover process and we're starting up a new project. Mm-hmm. But one of the main things we have done since 2009 is actually rentals and corporate rentals, mainly corporate rentals. Mm-hmm. So the rental market has taken a hit ever since the bridge was actually opened up. So we were waiting for a decline in rents for some time now, and since the COVID has hit, I have predicted that. Hello. Ah, yes. Okay. So just making sure. No, I predicted that it would go down around 20 to 30% in residential, and in commercial around 30 to 50% for the first 3 months. But after the 3 months is over, and if we're still not back as we were before, back to the normal as before the COVID, I was suspecting that it would go down to around 50%. And from 2009, the rental market has really gone up in Male, because mainly due to foreign investors, because the Maldivian economy has sort of been the same, but when you put in a foreign player, obviously there's a lot more money to be rolled around within the country. So, and as you might or might not know, most of the people of Maldives live in Male, and most of the things happen around Male. But recently, the government has been expanding to other. The guest house market is quite good now in the Maldives, and people are moving back to their islands, and business has been expanding quite a bit. And what I think is, obviously everything is going to change quite a bit. People are going to be working from home. Usually this meeting would happen in our office, but right now it's through an app. So
correct.
different is happening as we speak. But once things are stabilized, I think it will be around a 35% drop in the overall rental market, and around 40 to 50% in commercial and office spaces, because the demand will just go down for corporates and office spaces, mainly office spaces.
Okay, that's really interesting. It's really good to to talk numbers, because then the public could have an idea in their heads of how the impact has has affected the industry really. Now, what are some of the measures that you've been taking to fight against COVID-19 as a business?
Our business is mainly online. It has
Mm-hmm.
been online for the past 10 years or so, because we travel a bit, and I need to know what's happening in the, if we're collecting rents and all of that, but even when I'm abroad. So I've actually made everything pretty much online.
Mm-hmm.
So we are able to do everything from home.
Okay.
But in terms of what are the differences that we're doing for this COVID situation, is basically just telling my staff that um, they need to be, we need to take more caution, because we
Mm-hmm.
do have a positive case in one of our buildings.
Oh.
So everything obviously has changed in that building itself.
Mm-hmm.
We have already reduced all the rentals from
Mm-hmm.
20 to 40, 20 to 50% for all the apartments, most of the
Okay.
apartments.
Okay.
So rental wise is not such a big issue, but safety wise is just the same precautions that everyone else is taking. Basically, when you go into an
Mm-hmm.
apartment, you have to wear gloves and masks, and
Correct.
people, we can't readily send out our staff into places unless it is a big problem. So I've been dealing with a lot of problems via on the phone, telling them
Mm-hmm.
how to fix issues that are, because issues will arise in apartments all the time, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's a very high end apartment or low end apartment. The problems are always almost the same. There'll be water leaks. So
Mm-hmm.
we've been doing a lot of the assisting on the phone. So and if it's a
Okay.
problem that they cannot handle, then we send someone there with the proper measures and get it sorted.
Okay. Okay. So it has, the shift to remote work has affected only if there is a major problem really in one's apartment, so that they can actually have to go down and fix it. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because before we used to send, like, on any request of the tenant, we would always send one of the staff to go there and check out the apartment and get it fixed. But uh,
Mm-hmm.
in this time, we just can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
People just have to take care of more responsibility right now. And then if they can't get it done, then obviously we will send people there and get it sorted.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Now, you've mentioned that the business has been operating mostly online for the past 10 years. Now, do you think there will be a difference in consumer habits post COVID-19 to the way you approach the market, or what are your thoughts in general?
Um, what I think is, we do have two sets of rentals in Maldives, which is the local rentals and then the corporate rentals. So we rent out to all the banks, and they have a set allowance for their staff.
Mm-hmm.
But and then there's another strategy that we have for the locals who work in the Maldives and who make a living in the Maldives.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the apartments that were inflated during the around the 2010 2011, around that area, um,
Mm-hmm.
they will go down. So there are some apartments which have been slightly overpriced,
Okay.
because everyone has been condensed in Male, and these apartments have been going down ever since the bridge has been put up, because a lot of the corporates and a lot of the foreign tenants that we have actually do want to move to Hulumale, and so
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of Maldivian clientele that we have. They want to move to Hulumale as well. So right now we actually have more supply than demand. So it will take a hit, but it will stabilize at the same time. So what I'm thinking is around, I think it will stabilize at a one bedroom being around like $500, and two bedroom around $1,000, and a three bedroom around 1,500. I'm just letting you know the prices in USD, so it will be
Okay.
easier for you to understand. But
Yeah.
these prices have been changed to around 50% more because of the expansion that we had within the past 5 years
Okay.
or so. But they will stabilize. We've been kind of waiting for them to stabilize for some time now, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously it will be a lot faster now than we have predicted.
Okay, that's good. That's good. In such trying times, it's good to see that there is a lot of hope and good news, being shared out there. Now, one thing that we at Mid Marketing have realized is that some of the industries, specifically hospitality, has started doing virtual tours. With those 360 angle cameras, in order to show
Hmm.
the customers what it could look like, in the room or in the resort or something like that. Um, how key will virtual tours be for real estate moving forward?
Yeah, it is definitely something that we'll be looking into. Like I said, we have been running a website for the past 10 years, so most of our work has already been quite virtual,
Hmm.
except the viewings that we have with our tenants. Obviously, that has to go on as traditionally. There's no other way around it. People will want to see the apartments before they move
Yeah,
in. But
yeah,
definitely, yeah, we will definitely do everything as much as on online as possible, for sure.
absolutely. I think there's always a concern before someone rents, a place. They want to make sure it feels like home. And
Yeah.
I don't think that the virtual tours will help that. Will help them make the decision. It may help on choosing whatever they like, but yeah,
Mm.
definitely the face-to-face interaction still needs to be there. But yeah, great. Now, with regards to the listings, have you seen a big change from the same period last year to what's happening now?
Well, unfortunately, there are a lot of people who can't pay rent these days, and
Mhm.
it's very sad to see it. So we have got a lot more vacant apartments due to
Mhm.
this issue, and a lot of our foreign clients have gone back home.
Mhm.
For example, or the pilots, they have just stopped operations of the air taxis and all of that. So all of
Mhm.
those apartments will be are vacant right now. So in terms of apartments being vacant, yeah, we have had a lot more listings
Okay.
than before, but then a lot less people to actually rent the apartments, because right now not many people want to rent
Yeah.
or have the means to rent, simply because their job is on hold or their salary has gone down by 50%. And but
Mhm.
the big thing we're seeing right now is a lot of people are moving to their islands during this time.
Mhm.
So if they don't have a job, if they do have a land or a house which is in another island, it will be a lot more feasible for them to stay there and
Mhm.
just wait it out and then come back once this has been
Yeah.
done over with. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And this would bring me to my next point. A lot of people have been laid off.
Yeah.
A lot of salaries have been cut. Now, what would that mean to the real estate market? Will prices get lower as a result, or what will happen?
Well, there are two categories of landlords. There's one
Mm-hmm.
category where they have a bank loan which they
Mm-hmm.
have to pay to the bank. So they cannot reduce rent. But if no one is willing to pay, then they have no choice but to reduce rent. So it's a big circle. So the
Mm-hmm.
banks have to, first of all, understand the fact that landlords cannot pay this rent because tenants can't afford to pay the rent. So
Correct.
the banks have to lower the amount that they take from the landlord, and then the
Mm-hmm.
landlord has to lower the amount that they take from the tenant.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there's the landlord that does not have a bank loan. It's just their own home, so they can
Mm-hmm.
do as they wish. But if tenants can't pay, if there is no money, then
Yeah.
there is no option but to lower the rents. So, yeah,
Correct.
I'm pretty sure that the rents will go down. It's a given.
Okay. Yeah, okay. It's an unfortunate situation, but like you said, if there is no way to be paid, there is no other way around it, really.
Yeah,
Um, it's just a reality. Demand. If there is no demand, what's the need for supply in that kind of sense?
yeah.
Now, um, is just for my knowledge and for everyone's knowledge, is your business mostly
Yeah.
focused on commercial, or is it mostly focused on individual?
No,
families?
almost 70 to 80% of our business is all residential.
Residential. Okay.
And the other 20% is commercial, because we rent to mainly to the UN and airline offices and banks, and that
Mhm.
part is commercial. But most of our real estate is residential.
Okay, that's good. The reason I ask is because we've done some research around
Yeah,
what certain cities, certain of the global cities are doing with regards to their real estate efforts, and
yeah,
we've seen that Dubai is shifting their focus from the residential, from the traditional commercial towards warehousing, so that they
yeah.
can have a higher e-commerce activity, all in all, really. Now, do you think this will be an opportunity for the Maldivian market to tap into, warehousing for e-commerce, or what are your thoughts around it?
Warehousing for I'm not quite sure how to answer that question, because um, a lot of the produce that we have, like in warehousing terms, I
Mm-hmm.
think some of the warehousing that we would need right now is for supplies,
Mm-hmm.
as the government has been doing a lot of the supplies from abroad to the Maldives. But I
Mm-hmm.
think with this shift, a lot of people will be buying their produce from local islands.
Correct.
So, as I said, there's like 200,000 odd people from foreign people and local people living in Male, in the greater Male city itself. So,
Mm-hmm.
storage of these items, I have a feeling a lot of people will be looking for warehouses for these types of goods.
Okay.
But in terms of other warehousing, like for example, we don't have much like a huge tech industry or a big call centers or anything like
Mm-hmm.
of that sort.
Okay.
And we are very different than any other country actually on the planet, because we're
Yeah.
2000 all scattered around. So even when we
Correct.
build a resort or when we build property in another island, usually it will go from the airport straight to that island and be stored in the on the site, or at
Mm-hmm.
a facility on that island. It wouldn't really be in Male itself.
Yeah.
So warehousing wise, I think we do have enough warehousing,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a lack in Male for sure, but they're building a lot over here as well.
Okay.
So I'm not quite sure how that will change anything. I think it will be pretty much the same.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, I was just really wondering if there would be any kind of change in how real estate is handled, and but hey, it's good to see that there are some actions being taken already. Now, we're approaching the end of the interview, and I think
Uh,
it would be it would be good for some of the kind of young entrepreneurs to understand some of the actions you've taken as a business leader, for Penn Real Estate. So, if, let's say, COVID-19 keeps on affecting the market and impacting the way things are done for the next 6 or 12 months, what's the likelihood of Penn Real Estate remaining operational and solvent during these times?
well, the precautions that I have taken, and I am in the process of taking, is
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm thinking about whether it is feasible for us to have that office space there, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
convert it to a meeting room area where a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people from different offices can just meet up to talk about what they need to talk about and then work from home. So work
Mm-hmm.
from home is definitely something that I have been looking at. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something younger generations can look at as well. So and we do have a very task-based system in Pan Real Estate. So
Mm-hmm.
and everyone works in different times as well. Like for example, agents work from 12 to 4, and
Mm-hmm.
the financial people will work when the bank hours open. So I have never been um, that I haven't actually been following the rules of the traditional business from the beginning. So
Okay.
this is not such a big change for me, because we work, there's a target which everyone has to achieve, and if it's not achieved, then we kind of check what they're doing, and if they have been giving the 100% effort, then we won't lay them off. But
Yeah.
some of the things people can look at is how to actually achieve what they have to achieve for the corporation, instead of just showing up at work, sitting there and going home.
Correct.
And
Yes.
so
Correct.
maybe if you have a small business or something, you can hire the best person for it. Right now, I was just thinking about it just this morning. This is a
Mm-hmm.
great opportunity for us to hire the perfect person for the job, because now without an office space, you won't get, too close to your colleagues, and not be able to see their negative side, because you're friendly with them. Right now, you actually choose the right person for the job. Like for in our company, the accountant,
Mm-hmm.
HR is also not around. So we have been having
Yeah.
this type of situation for some time now. So if you have a small company, what I can suggest is have it task based,
Mm-hmm.
and work from home.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have to meet, rent a place, meet up. Obviously, you have to have weekly or monthly meetings, so that you know that everyone is together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure these kind of spaces will become more relevant these days as well, where people just meet for a talk, and
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is what I can.
Yeah, it is really good to see the way you measure productivity. Historically, a lot of employers have been, wanting their employees to be in the office, from 9 to 6,
Yeah,
regardless of what they're doing. And, seeing that you are flexible with that, and you really want to see results, it is encouraging, for everybody really. Now, what is your, belief in the future course of COVID? What do you think generally will happen?
well, viruses have been around since we have been around, right?
Yes.
This is not something so big right now. Uh, One of the reasons is because of social media.
Hmm.
I mean, this is a very bad disease, no doubt about that. I mean, a lot of people are dying, and I'm not quite sure like how the world will change, to be honest with you. I mean, flight travel is a big thing,
Yeah.
and the hype is a big thing. I
Yeah.
think what I personally believe is we just have to work on our immune system a lot more, and just be healthier people overall, and this might
Absolutely.
not be such a big issue.
Exactly. Exactly. If everyone was healthier, it would be a lot more manageable. But we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. Now, I've been talking to quite a few guys, and they've been saying that, oh, if I had more time to prepare, I would be in a better position, etc. Now, if you knew, that Maldives and Mali would go on a lockdown, a month in advance, would you have done anything differently? Would you have taken any different approach to it, or what would you do?
Um, if I knew this was going to happen, we took all the precautions that we could take. I kind of knew that this was going to happen, because it was happening way before it happened to Maldives in other countries. And I
Hmm.
kept saying we can't be the luckiest country on the planet where nothing ever happens to us. Obviously, it will come to us as well. So
Yeah.
I was gathering a bit of food, and now we do have a quite big donation, a lot of donation work going on through the company and through people as well.
Nice.
And what I would do differently, I'm not sure. I think I would just tell people to be a lot more healthier,
Hmm.
and just to let go of these unhealthy habits, because it's scientifically proven that COVID in a healthy body is there are almost no symptoms at all. But the minute your body is unhealthy and your immune system is low, it kills you. So it's
Yeah.
not rocket science to know that someone healthy it has a better chance of survival, not just against COVID, but against most of the
Anything.
factors, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would suggest people to live a bit more healthier. That's
Mhm.
one of the things. But other than that, I think we have taken all the precautions. Like I said, our business is mainly online. Like
Mhm.
today is when I transfer all the rents to landlords, and I can do it from my laptop because everything is done, and I can input everything onto our corporate website. So
Okay.
we know who has paid and who has not paid, and everything is sorted like that. The one of
Mhm.
the main issues that we are having is just viewings, but
Okay.
on a case of an emergency, the police are actually issuing permits for us to move people from house to house in these times.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Well, look, it's been a pleasure, talking to you, Iman. I'm pretty
Thank
sure
you.
everyone will enjoy, watching and gaining some more insights from today's conversation, and it will definitely be helpful, for everyone, in Maldives, really. So thank you very much once again for joining
Thank
us,
you very much. Thank you very
and
much for having me.
absolutely. Let's stay in touch. I'll be out in Maldives very soon,
Great.
and then we can arrange a meetup in a safe way.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully by then everything will be sorted and we'll
100%.
be
I
back
really
on
hope
track.
so.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, Iman. Thank you very much once again,
All
and
right.
I'll see you later.
Take
All
care.
right.
See you.
But
See you.
take care.
All
Bye.
right.